Am I the butthole for telling my mom that my dad isn't interested in her anymore? My mom and dad have been separated for 26 years. Their separation ended badly and resulted in her getting custody of me and my brother. My dad went down a bad path in life and chose not to see us when we were growing up, so I knew nothing about him. It wasn't until I was 18 that he had regretted it and wanted a relationship with us. I always wanted to know my dad, so I agreed, but I had asked my mom if she was fine with it and asked if she would go with me, and she told me she was and would go with me. The first meeting ended up really well, except my mom kept throwing in his face that he left us. I had asked her to stop because it was making us uncomfortable. That's when she got upset and started telling my dad horrible stories about me. I really didn't know how to react. I was dumbfounded. So when we left, I asked her why she'd tell him stories about my past, and she told me that he needed to know. My dad and I made an agreement that we would see each other at least 3 times out of the year since he lives a bit away from me. My mom insisted that she tag along. It wasn't an issue, but my mom tends to dictate what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. She also spends over 5 hours putting on makeup to impress my dad and expects us all to wait for her. Then when we talk about events in our lives, she tends to always talk badly about me. She's even gone as far as to making fun of my anxiety, claiming I don't have it and I'm just a good actress to my dad. Whenever me and my dad end up in conversation, she acts almost jealous and tries to talk over me the entire time. At one point she's gone as far as to emailing my dad lies about me, saying not to get too close to me because I'm very jealous of his relationships with my family, and I was manipulative. I'm really not sure why she does this, especially since all I was trying to do was have a bond with my father. After years of her constantly putting me down to my dad, I had enough. I had graduated from college, and we were out celebrating me getting my degree. I asked my boyfriend if he could order my food for me because it was too loud and I have a soft-spoken voice, so the waiter couldn't hear me. My mom decided to make fun of me in front of my family and boyfriend, then proceeded to tell my dad, who attended my graduation, that he cursed her with a daughter like me because I was so weak. At that point I just saw red because my celebration was ruined, so I got up from the table and yelled, "At least I'm not trying to constantly chase and impress someone that doesn't want me anymore by bringing my children down," and walked out of my own party. My mom didn't talk to me for weeks and my family says that I'm in butthole for hurting her feelings. I felt bad about how things went down, but I also don't feel like I was entirely wrong either. Am I the butthole? Not the butthole. Your mom is some piece of work. I have no idea what she thinks she can gain from bringing her own child down. And I don't understand why she thinks bringing down her own child would impress the man who is the father of her. In my opinion, it kind of seems like she's trying to insult the dad by insulting his daughter and thereby him, even though she was the one that raised her. I think she's trying to both insult him and impress him by putting down her own daughter. Maybe she's jealous and resentful that the father eventually wanted a relationship with his daughter but not her. She shouldn't even be involved in original posters' outings with her father and needs to stop inserting herself in their relationship. Not the butthole obviously, and sounds like original poster struck a nerve with her insult, so there's clearly some truth to it. Also, I'm pretty shy and quiet too, and I still occasionally ask my husband or my sister to order for me in restaurants if it's hectic or I'm overwhelmed. Social anxiety is a real thing. This could be my mother, who is a full-blown narcissist. My parents are still married, and she is extremely jealous of my relationship with my dad. To her, my dad is supposed to give her his exclusive attention. She had kids, so we could revolve around her like the planets around the sun. She has always put me down, lashed out and criticized me. It wasn't until I had therapy that I realized it was due to jealousy. I was the closest out of 4 kids to my dad, and she was livid my dad wanted to give me attention. Plus my mother, like original posters, is absolutely controlling. Original poster should do what I did and cut that toxic mother off. Good God, this is my mother, but she took it to the extreme when we had a good relationship with my dad and accused me, my eldest sister and my youngest of having relations with my dad. Yeah. Wrap your head around that one. No amount of therapy will fix things with that woman. Yes, these are all signs of narcissist behavior. Definitely sounds like jealousy. My mom used to say he left us in reference to my dad, and I would always make a point to clarify that he left her but not my siblings nor I. He fought tooth and nail for equal custody of us and would drive 8 hours round trip to our out-of-state dance competitions even when it wasn't his weekend, and he didn't even get to see us face to face, just on stage for a few minutes. My mom could never admit that it was just her he didn't want in his life, and I honestly think she was jealous that he still wanted to be in ours. Original poster: did your mom act like this at all before your dad came back into the picture? Because she sees her own daughter as a rival for his affections. Yuck. But I agree. My guess is that Mommy Dearest is jealous that the dad contacted Original Poster and wanted back to her life, but he didn't want back to Mom's life. So she's angry that he left her, angry that he doesn't want her, and she sees her own daughter as a romantasexual competition for Original Poster's own father's affection. Frankly, I think long past the time to cut contact with the mother. Yup, gross but sounds accurate. Some parents are like this, and unfortunately for Original Poster, her mom exhibits the signs. Some women turn on their daughters after they hit puberty. They see their daughters as competition when it comes to the men they're interested in, including their daughter's own fathers, and regardless of whether or not the daughter is actually interested in these men. It's sick. Because she's the kind of twisted and gross person that sees her as competition. She's literally treating Original Poster like she's the dad's current girlfriend. My mom is just like this, put-downs, lies, and all. She does it because she is insecure and has a junior high mentality, thinking it makes her seem funny and cool and not like the other girls. I don't talk to her anymore. Same. My mom also clearly competes for my dad's affection when I'm around. The last noticeable time he was going to help me draw a renovation project, and my mom declared that she wanted to start demo on her own project right then and there, and forced my dad to get up from the table and go tear out walls, despite having no previous plans to do so. Original Poster mom is lashing out on Original Poster not to take her down for the sake of taking her down. The real reason is because Original Poster took her father back after his long absence with no questions asked. The mom resents Original Poster for that, and to mom's perspective, that is a sign that Original Poster is a weak person. That's probably why she accused the dad of cursing her with such a weak daughter. The restaurant scene when Original Poster didn't speak loud enough was another example of how Original Poster wasn't strong enough, like she couldn't even get the attention of a waiter. What's mind-boggling to me is how the rest of her family thinks she was in butthole for hurting her mom's feeling. Like, WTF? Original Poster's the one who's getting insulted constantly, and they didn't bother to tell her mom to knock it off but instead get upset at Original Poster? Edit, misspelling. Not the butthole is right, but it really does sound like your mom is a bit all over the place mentally. It couldn't have been easy for her partner to up and leave when she had small children to raise alone. Then for him to just come back out of the blue after 18 years, the amount of anger and resentment she must have is off the scale. It also sounds like she never really got over your dad or had closure. I can't tell if she's trying to put your dad off you so that he goes away, or if she's doing the classic thing of putting you down, so she seems better. There's no doubt your mom is the A. It does sound like she needs help though. Not the butthole, your mom is a giant one though. You really need to get her out of your life. Does your dad believe her about that stuff? Exactly, not the butthole. It's baffling that your mom is jealous that your dad wants to give you any attention, and 5 hours doing makeup is absolutely ridiculous. What you said was harsh, but after all you put up with, it was needed. This Original Poster, go NC until you've worked through the damage she's caused you. Your mom is a horrible person to treat you like this, and I'm so proud of you for standing up for yourself. I don't think anyone would blame you for never speaking to her again. She's 100% toxic. Not the butthole. Sounds like Original Poster has two awful parents. Not the butthole, you were not wrong in the least. I'm surprised that when she spent all that time putting you down in front of him that no one pointed out that she was the one who raised you. Why did you allow her to go with you to visit your dad? I think it's time to cut her out of your life. You'll be better off without her. She is obviously not over him. I'm pretty sure her behavior is a component of why he left her. Plus, when someone puts down someone else, like Original Poster's mother, she is not making Original Poster look bad, she's making herself look like the butthole she is. So don't worry about the stuff she says, it just shows who she is. Add the fact that it's about her own daughter and you have a true blue butthole all the way through. I'm so sorry, original poster, you didn't get the mother you deserve. Not the butthole, and I don't quite understand these ESH votes. Your mother is constantly belittling you and acting like a spoiled child. Standing up for yourself doesn't make you a butthole, despite what spineless redditors who clutch their pearls about AITA by Li Tai say. Because people from functional families tend to not understand how dysfunctional families work and but family mindset very often. Or default to claiming everyone should always be polite always, no matter what crap they have to deal with. Very true. Not the butthole. Your mom is clearly jealous that your dad wants a relationship with you and not her. You need to start spending time with him without your mom. Not the butthole. It sounds like your mom is jealous that your father is giving you attention. She's behaving like guys I knew who would insult and embarrass their friends to try to get a girl's attention. Your mom is behaving like a child, and honestly, this relationship is between you and your father and has nothing to do with her. Not the butthole, but stop inviting her to go when you spend time with your dad. They are exes and there is really no need for her to go since you are an adult. She's going out of her way to ruin your time together and is trying to sabotage the relationship you are trying to build with him. Don't apologize and let her know that if she continues to put you down and talk bad about you, then you will continue to stand up for yourself. I'm honestly curious why you choose to spend time with her if treats you like she does and talks so bad about you. I mean, really, what would you be missing? At the very least, you should put a stop to her including herself on your visits with your dad. Absolutely agree with this. Not the butthole, original poster, but stop telling your mother anything about your relationship with your father. Meet with him when she is not around. You don't need her there, as you are an adult. Your father is probably tolerating her presence for the sake of seeing you. I doubt he enjoys her being there. P.S. Your mother's insults to you are not acceptable. She is being verbally and emotionally abusive. I hope she doesn't continue to act like this when your father is not there. Edit. Thanks for the gold. Not the butthole. Your mother is a narcissist who blames you for the loss of her husband. She's toxic to you, but you have accommodated her. Eyes wide open are appropriate now. She will never have your best interest at heart. Not the butthole. She's being a bad mom and intentionally hurting you. This isn't someone you want to keep actively having a relationship with. She's shown you who she is and what she thinks of you. So do I understand it right? Your dad left your mom and in the process you as well. After quite a few years he wants to get to know you, which you agree. For the first meeting you ask mom to come with you. Ever since that she not only invites herself to your meetings, but tears you down in front of your dad. When you get enough of the abuse and retaliate, your family is mad at you? WTF? Not the butthole, and I would go LC with them if I were you. Question: what did your dad say? Original poster replies: my dad feels extremely uncomfortable when she makes comments. But he stopped telling her things because when he tried standing up to her, she started talking bad about him to my brother and I, and she nearly ruined his relationship with my brother. Am I wrong in thinking that maybe he left her because of how she is, and decided to try to come back into your life after you were 18, so he wouldn't have to deal with her? And definitely not the butthole. Why do you still involve her in your relationship with your dad? The way you tell about her behavior makes me want to wonder if what she told you about why he left is actually true. Him coming back at 18 sounds more like he tried to get involved at a point where your mother could no longer legally make decisions for you and she is trying everything she can to keep you from doing so. Stop taking her with you and maybe start asking dad how much of what your mom has told you is actually true. You have a perfect example of how she tries to belittle others and talk down to them to tarnish relationships, being on the receiving end of it now yourself. Not the butthole, but stop involving her. Not the butthole. It genuinely sounds like your mother has some sort of mental disorder. Honestly. Because no sane person actually does this kind of stuff. What your mom was doing was not only cruel to you, but she was intentionally trying to sabotage your relationship with your father. It does sound like she was somehow jealous of you with your father? Even though it's not even the same kind of relationship? But people who don't think straight get jealous like this a lot. That's why she is talking smack on you so much. She's putting you down so your dad won't be interested in speaking to her, but she thinks it will get him to talk to her more? It's easy to tell she hasn't gotten over him leaving. Yeah, the first time she threw it in his face, but if she hasn't been in a serious relationship with anyone else, it could very easily be her eyes are on your dad. Almost like a teenager state of mind. I mean, yeah, your outburst was a bit much, but that is nothing compared to what she has done to you. You hurt her feelings? Boo-hoo. Not the butthole. Not the butthole. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.